Alright, boys and girls, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be smoking some pork loin. I was first introduced to pork loin a few years back by a guy who's now my brother-in-law. And I tell you, once I was first introduced to it, and ever since then I've been hooked on this stuff. So today we're going to be using 2 cups of brown sugar into a large Ziploc bag. And then we're going to be adding seasonings. Today we're actually going to be using some honey, garlic, and some Cajun seasoning. But if you're going to try this at home, use whatever seasoning you prefer to taste best. So here's our honey garlic going in. Shaky, shaky, shake. And then we're going to follow it up with some Cajun. Now we usually get our seasonings from Walmart because it's cheap. But it still tastes just as good when it comes off the smoker. If any of you have some higher quality seasonings that you think would taste better, you're more than welcome to send them over and I'll give them a try. So now that we have all our brown sugar and seasonings put into our bag, we're going to give it a good shake just to get everything blended up real well together. Alright, now we're going to open up our pork loin and get that thing ready to go. I know a lot of people tend to use mustard as a binder agent to get the seasonings and stuff to stick to their meats. I do use that for some, but for this particular pork loin, we're just going to pull it out of the bag and let some of the juices drain. And we'll let the natural juices act as the binder to the meat. And now that we've let it drip a little bit, we're going to drop it down into the bag. And then we're just going to shake it all around and get it good and mixed up and really coat the outside of that pork loin real well. Now some of you might see somebody else moving around in the background. That's my wife. She likes to help out with these videos, but we don't usually let her. Rather, she has chosen not to participate being on film. And we do that for all the models out there. That way they still have a job. If we let her on, then, you know, everybody would be clamoring for her and people would be out of a job, so we don't want to do that. So after you get your pork loin all seasoned up, I put it in the fridge for a couple hours at the minimum. I like to leave it in overnight. And then we take it up to the smoker. Now, every smoker is going to have its own heat points and hot spots. You have to learn your own and where it goes in best. So when this thing hit 145, I went ahead and wrapped it in foil and then put it back on until I reached an internal temperature of 200. If I was going to do this one again, which we will, I'll probably pull it off about 180 or 190. The meat started to get a little dry in this, but it still turned out pretty good. So now we're just going to cut into it, and that's cutting pretty good. So there was still some rendered fat that made its way down in the meat and stayed there. But hey, I mean, that's all this is. It's trial and error and learning what works and what doesn't. So we really appreciate you guys taking your time to check this video out. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. The more we get this out there, the better it helps. And we really do appreciate you guys coming by.